Hello everyone, how you going and welcome back to Life Hacks. Now everyone needs a little bit of, a bit of help every now and again, and this place, like it says, uncommon solutions to common problems. You might experience this in day-to-day life and you just go, wow, how have I not known this before? And so, with no more delay, we'll jump straight into it and start fixing your problems. Bonus wax for a candle. Alright, everyone needs a little bit of extra wax, all candles do run out eventually. But alright, okay, so you fill it up with water, I imagine. Oh yes, of course that makes sense. It just all flows to the top because it's basically just oil. This is basically just like smushing the old tiny little piece of soap onto the new piece of soap. I guess it makes total sense of why you'd want to do this, There is always that little bit that just never wants to burn. And that's why we have clever people to figure this stuff out for us, So yeah, let's have a look. What is it exactly? Okay, I don't think the candle would need to be actually lit, but it was boiling water and then that just melted it and rose it all to the top. That looks extremely pristine though. I feel as though it wouldn't be that pristine, but I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe it kind of remelts perfectly. But yeah, this is just great because you get more wax for your candle and you also then just don't waste a bit of what you've bought. And if you then take this whole kind of glass bit here and you get rid of the wick and whatnot, then you just got a brand new mug. Look, these are perfect tumblers, so why would you not? So yeah, even though I am a bit dubious about this and that just looks as though it just wouldn't work that well, if it does, that's just great. Taping wax paper to your windows is an easy, cheap and quick way to keep your privacy without compromising natural light. Oh, I can only imagine that wax paper is baking paper unless it's kind of some random other artsy thing, but I'm sure it would do a very similar thing. So yeah, I guess that is a good option, and you don't want to have to be paying for frosted glass or something like that. That's just too expensive, and the hassle tax of that as well. And yeah, really, everyone would have baking paper in their house, or at least, have access to it. You might have to go and buy some if you really don't have any, but it's going to be cheaper than getting a frosted window. But yeah, looking at this, I guess it's perfect for people that kind of don't want their neighbors staring into wherever they are. And like I said, it's perfect for natural light, which, definitely in front of computers and whatnot can be really good for your eyes. And, you just don't completely lose track of what time it is. So hey, a bit of sticky tape, a bit of blue tack, and you should whack it on and she'll be right. One thing's for sure, it's definitely better than the newspaper look. So hey, uni students, take notes. Brush out your Serpa blanket so it's fluffy again. I know so many people who throw out perfectly good blankets just because they're matted. All you gotta do is just brush them out. What? Who throws out a sheepskin rug? That's just weird. I've never heard of people just kind of throwing out sheepskin rugs willy-nilly. And so yeah, I guess, it'd be that easy. You just kind of wash it, it'll model up, but it'll all be right. And then you just brush it out and you can get whatever you look you want. Maybe you want to give it a nice pattern as though you're mowing the grass and you give it a nice crisscross or something. But yeah, I've never heard that there was an epidemic for people just throwing out perfectly good rugs. They're like, oh, well, I just can't be bothered or what, don't know what to do with it. I'll just get rid of it. God, it's just crazy if that's the fact. There's just so much waste of perfectly good stuff. But, so yeah, maybe just invest in a brand new brush, maybe get a big dog brush or something. You just gotta go ham, get all that modernness out. And like I said, make whatever kind of rug you want. It's definitely better than chucking it out. If your Christmas lights stop working, check the mini fuse box at the plug. All right, well, actually, I feel as though this is very country specific. Not every country has a fuse in the plug. I don't think I've ever seen a fuse in a plug. I know the UK actually has fuses in their plugs. That's why they're massive. And this one looks as though it's in the US, so I didn't know that that was a thing, but I've never seen an Australian plug have a fuse in it. Usually, if it's a big kind of transformer, that's going to be the big thing that plugs into the wall, or if it's further down the line, it'll be a transformer in line as well. But never, ever, ever have I seen a fuse actually in the plug. But it makes perfect sense, I'm sure there is a massive population of people that just have no idea that there are fuses in their plugs. So perfectly good things are just getting chucked out again all the time. Fuses are designed to be cheap and easy to replace when they're there. So, just whack it in and then you should be good to flex on your neighbors again. It's just that easy. I do just love how it's always the same color green, whether they've just been designed to blend into trees or if that's just like a generic color. I just love it. No matter where you are, it's the same color green. It's great. And hey, of course, this isn't always going to work, but it's worth a try. Like I said, fuses are cheap and it saves you kind of going out and buy another one. Sometimes the fairy lights are linked in series. So, if one goes, the rest of them are going to go. But unless there's something wrong before the very first light, then it's going to be pretty easy to see that what's wrong there. But whereas if you've got nothing going on, well, this might be your problem. So hey, this is life hacks for the masses, Maybe it might not apply to you, but it'll apply to someone else. Like I said, it doesn't apply to me at all. I've never ever seen a fuse in a plug. And that's just due to standards and design and whatnot. But look, check your plugs, I guess. Meowy Christmas. Meowy Christmas, yes. I don't know why they've kind of locked it away though. Or maybe it's because they would just destroy the Christmas tree if it was kind of left out in the open. So instead of caging the cats up, they just cage the Christmas tree up. I can't say I've ever seen someone cage a Christmas tree, but it makes perfect sense, If you want to put all this hard work, that's a pretty decent looking Christmas tree. You got shiny things like the tinsel and the baubles, all this little stuff that they can just whack around. Oh, it's just a giant cat toy, really, isn't it? And hey, if these are indoor cats, this can give them hours of entertainment every day, all the way up through Christmas. You probably end up being one of those people that just never take the Christmas tree down because it's just such good fun for the cats. Like, look at them. Look, they're just going ham. You got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cats there, all interested in it and all having fun with it. This could last days and days and days. So yeah, I guess it makes sense. But you wouldn't want to have to do this to a massive tree because how ridiculous would that be? You just got this this giant kind of chicken wire fence cage around your Christmas tree or something. But for situations like this, you know, where it's what, like a meter high Christmas tree, I guess it works great. I can't imagine the cage was super cheap, but the hassle takes of having to rebuild that Christmas tree every day, or, you know, not being able to do one at all. Oh, maybe it's worth it. Shower curtain hooks work well for hanging holiday lights on curtain rods. Oh, we're just loading up with the Christmas spirit, aren't we? Look at this. You know, we had the fuse and the fairy lights, and then we just had Merry Christmas, and now we got kind of what do you want to call this? Shower Christmas lights. But yeah, I guess this works well. However, it isn't actually just limited to shower hooks. Anything with that kind of big question mark shape is going to work just fine for you. I guess shower curtain hooks are pretty cheap and accessible, so in that way it's easy, but I'm sure if you snaked your way around IKEA for 15 minutes, you'd find something that is exactly that, but just maybe not named that. But yeah, I guess it makes sense. You know, not everyone has the ability to do, you know, big traditional outdoor displays. You know, they just want to be able to do something in their own home and for a little bit of light or a little bit of decoration in the window, and this would be perfect. You don't have to worry about it getting damaged. You can buy indoor lights. I don't even know if they sell really indoor lights anymore, but you can buy indoor lights. You don't have to worry about what it is. And then a couple of curtain hooks and you're all good. You know, you might not be able to draw the curtains at all, but hey, if you live in a place where you're kind of doing this, you're probably not ever drawing the curtains like the other people with the frosted window. So yeah, it's a lovely little thing to kind of get you into the Christmas spirit in a nice, easy, cheap way. And you know, you probably only need a couple of them to do the whole curtain rod, so they could all just fit back in the box when you're done, and you got a whole package for next year. Really, this sub's just turned into spreading Christmas hacks around. You can put 2 Ziploc bags together to make a really big one by simply turning one inside out. Oh my goodness, how have I not known of this before? That's completely ingenious. That fits an entire, an entire keyboard with full numbers on the side. That is crazy. They are some big bags to begin with, but that is massive. Oh, that would just make so much sense. Why you need to do this, I'm not too sure, unless you think it's going to be raining or snowing maybe, you know, and you need to be able to take your keyboard with your laptop or your computer wherever you might be going. That's the only thing I can kind of think that this is being used for. I don't even think you'd do this when you're moving, you know, surely your keyboard and everything else that is going to be packed in with that isn't going to particularly be in a place that can get wet too easily. So it's the only thing I can think of is for unexpected rain and snowing. Unless you wanted to store it for an extended period of time, but really, who does that? But yeah, it is cool. Obviously, you have to line up the sides, right? I'm sure someone's going, oh, why isn't it working? And they're trying to put the same side to the same thing, but no, it doesn't work like that. You have to put it to the opposite side. Just kind of spin it around 180 degrees and then you'll be good to go, mate. And yeah, I wonder if this works with all brands or if it's just this particular brand, you know, or maybe it's the double seal only, you know. Don't know if I'd trust a single seal to kind of hold on too well, but hey, I haven't tried it, so I can't really comment. But no, maybe it works perfectly. But anyway, like I said, I just really can't think of many practical uses for this. Maybe you could think of some more. When hanging somewhere with 2 hooks, use painter's tape to get exact markings and a level on the wall. Hammer in your nails and peel away the tape. Now, first of all, we have to address that not all painter's tape is the same. From experience, I'd have to say that you definitely want to invest in the good stuff. Otherwise, you might as well put paper up on the wall or gaff tape on the wall. You know, it's just going to rip the paint off or not even stick at all. So yeah, that's my life hack from me to you, but this does make sense, you know. You know, if you're unable to measure and you're unable to level it because there's no flat surface, you know, like if you look at this thing, there's not a single flat surface on it, so there's no way you could kind of mark it out from the beginning. So this makes so much sense, you know, it's just going to peel away easily. Obviously, you actually have to be able to put the nail where you want it, but still, you got a perfect guide. Surely you can't stuff it up that badly. Or actually, maybe you can. I've seen some people's kind of attempts at doing carpentry. So hey, maybe one of you is in the middle of renos and you go, oh, I just don't trust myself to get it level, whether it be a painting even. But either way, if you just don't trust yourself to get it level, maybe this is the thing for you. And it makes it nice and easy for you. Surely you can't stuff it up then. And hey, if it's not perfectly level, you know, just kind of tap the nail up a little bit and you bend it out and it'll be fine. How to fix a broken zipper. Oh my goodness, doesn't everyone need this one? Alright, what have you got for me? I'm watching intently. Oh, okay, that is not the kind of broken zipper I thought I was thinking of. Wait, was that a straw? Are you sewing a straw that you cut onto the bottom of your jacket? I guess it makes sense. I thought this one was actually going to be when it just doesn't close anymore, but this is if you actually lose that kind of first locating pin. I mean, yeah, I don't know if this is going to be 100% accurate for everyone, you know, whether their sewing seals are off or whether you just don't get the length right, but if they're showing it to work, they're showing it to work. But really, I don't know what you're doing to your zippers to rip them off. I don't think I've ever ripped the base of a zipper off. You know, everyone's had a zipper break on them where it just doesn't close anymore, but I don't know anyone that has broken the base of a zipper off. But really, it makes sense. All it needs is that bottom locating pin. You know, all it has to do is this bit has to go in there, line the teeth up, and then it's good to go. Really, it doesn't have a very complicated job to do, so no wonder you can do it with a straw. But hey, look, I would have never thought of doing it with a straw. I might have maybe tried to MacGyver something else, or I don't know, just give it up and wear it open all the time. But hey, if you really love a jacket and you're not able to kind of fix it properly, go for the straw option. This person obviously showed it first go, but also it's just completely removable. You can change colors to the tip of it, you can replace if it gets worn out, all of that kind of stuff. It's just so easy. I don't know why people don't do this more often. But no, really, I guess the hardest part will soon be finding plastic straws because they are out of here. So really, you're just gonna need a stash of them just so you go, ooh, okay, I can fix all my jackets if I ever need to. Job interview salary things. Alright, in cold Cold Water dropping some knowledge bombs on us. Their question, what are your salary expectations? Your response, what is the range for this position? Seriously, try this, especially if you're underrepresented. The results will be educational. I mean, yeah, obviously it gives you a really good ballpark from the beginning, straight up, no kind of BS about it, just what am I looking at? Because you should know your worth and what you're kind of expecting out of a job outcome. And if it's way lower, then you can kind of just go, well, look, it's not going to be for me. We're either going to have to work something out or I'm out of here. Or if it's way higher, then you go, sweet, you know, obviously this company's good. You know, obviously businesses want to keep people, but they also are about making money. And to make more money, they can just pay people less. So, you know, they're always trying to find the balance of paying people enough so they're happy and they stay, but not paying them just ridiculous salaries so they're just making no money from the position. But yeah, like you're saying, especially if you're underrepresented, it can really just allow you to kind of see the whole scope of the job. You know, let's say you're young. People are going to think you're kind of naive and they can take you for a rort just because you don't know anything. You've got no experience. Oh, but we want 25 years experience from a 20-year-old. Or maybe you face some other employment challenges. So, you know, you just go, oh, please give me the job no matter what it is. And then they just completely underpay you for what they really should be. But yeah, I guess really it just puts everyone on equal playing field. You know what you're going after. They know what your expectations are and you can kind of wangle it from there. Instead of going, oh, actually, and then you accept the job and you still don't even know how much you're being paid. So yeah, really, you know, just get educated where you can. Thank you, Ian Cold Water. You have done the world a service. Make biodegradable confetti from leaves. Oh my goodness, how have I not seen this before? There's no way that this is an Australian though. Look at those leaves. I feel as though I can recognize those gum leaves anywhere. And look at that. You get all the different colors and you get stripes from the middle and whatnot. God, this is just great. How is this not more of a thing, you know? Because really, once it's dry, it's not going to go any further dry. It's going to stay dry and so you can just transport it wherever. You know, obviously some of it's going to get crushed up. You know, confetti just gets crushed up and put in a bin, where this can just get crushed up and put in a compost. To be fair though, I have kind of seen some companies try and make more eco-friendly confetti and whatnot, you know, whether it be from paper or bamboo, or instead of that just kind of shiny plastic that is just horrible. I have no idea how long that stuff takes to break down, but I'm sure it takes virtually forever. And of course, not everyone has time to hand make, you know, whatever millions of pieces of confetti, but I'm surprised this isn't some kind of multinational business that is just going after the eco-friendly market. You know, people are becoming more and more eco-friendly and eco-conscious, and so I'm sure this is just going to be some massive spike where this would just go gangbusters. And so hey, if this is all just stemmed from Alexis Board's kind of, you know, hobby for the week or whatever it was, you know, just sitting there with a little stamp just punching out leaves for however long, that's great. You know, you can have your cake and eat it too. You know, you get a hobby for the week and then you also get some great confetti that can then be just put in the compost and then you're all good and then just put in your garden later. It really is just a great cycle, and you can just do this to any kind of dried leaves. And really, if you wanted soft confetti, you could do it with soft leaves, and if you wanted hard confetti, you could do it with this, like a gum leaf. So oh my goodness, it's just really limitless, isn't it? Good on you, Alexis Board. Glasses fogging? If you're having a hard time with glasses fogging or keeping your mask up over your nose, or simple band-aid does wonders. Learned it in OR. I mean, I do find it a little bit strange that he's not wearing glasses in this photo. You know, maybe it obstructed the kind of band-aid view, but yeah, really, there are so many ways that I've heard of people kind of dealing with masks and glasses. You know, obviously none of them are completely perfect. I'm sure some people get a little bit of fogging and whatnot, and it's a bit annoying for them. But hey, look, if you just have to deal with a little bit of fogging and it protects yourself and everyone else around you just because you're wearing a mask, and I'm sure you can put up with it just for that time. But yeah, like I was saying, it's a million different ways to do it, you know, whether it's a surgical mask and you really just got to pinch down on the nose and then put a twist in it. That's always a thing to do as well. I don't know how well a band-aid would stick to some fabrics, so you might have to resort to some of the other options. I think sometimes people tuck it under their glasses so it vents out the top instead of actually completely fogging it up. I don't completely know. I don't wear glasses myself, but yeah, I've seen and heard a few different ways that people have been going about it, and really everyone seems to be getting better at it, so that's a good thing. So yeah, like I says, feel free to share it. It may save lives, you know, if we're getting more people wearing masks just because their glasses are being a little bit annoying, they can't bother wearing a mask in glasses, and this can bridge that gap, well then that's great. How to easily and neatly fold a fitted bedsheet. So these people are into the impossible now. Alrighty then, come on now. Whoa, that has it. Slow down. My goodness, I need this in slow-mo. How fast do you think I am? This is like some paper airplane championship folding speeds. My goodness, what is going on here? You fold it and you fold and you fold and you fold it. I didn't get a single thing of that. Okay, so you grab that, you chuck it in, and then you hook it around, then you chuck it back into the other side, and then you got the corners, and then you stretch them out, and then you're like, what is going on? How is anyone able to keep up with this? Alright, so first of all, you grab the corners and you invert it inside, and then you push that back up into the opposite corners, and then you make it look really, really neat somehow. However they've done that, that is wizardry. Alright, I feel as though I could get it to that, and then you got that, you fold it over, so you get, yeah, and then you just kind of fold it in like a t-shirt. There we go, that looks like a t-shirt. Fold it over again, fold it over again. Oh my goodness, this is just a bit ridiculous. How kind of tiny is this sheet? I mean, yeah, it gives good results, but it's kind of a hell of a thing to follow. They could have slowed it down for the average human. There's definitely another way to go about folding linen, and it is called kind of folding it as well as you can, and then put it all inside one of the pillowcases, and it looks great. You know, you just got this pillow of sheets, and it looks great. But really, I just think this is a bit over the top, to be honest. Who are you folding sheets for? The Queen? My goodness, most people don't even make the beds when they're using it, let alone when they're trying to pack it up to not use it. So even though this is a life hack, I feel as though a lot of people just won't be bothered with it too. They'll kind of try it, they'll just get tangled in it, they'll end up being a ghost in it, and then they'll just give up and go, ah, stuff it, just shove it back in the cupboard and it'll be all good. You know, the rest of the square sheets will be perfectly folded, and this one can just be sandwiched between them all, it'll be fine. But no, anyway, this would be lovely to be able to do. I just feel as though I'd never be able to get it that good, you know. Where is it? Ready? This bit right here where it's just the perfectly straight edges and everything, you know, and also they show this on a single bed. How do you do it with a double and a queen and a king and whatnot? So anyway, maybe a few of you are more adept at folding sheets than I, but if you're like me, I certainly do recommend the pillow trick if you're trying to keep things nice and orderly. And the top of life hacks for the month is, I like this one. Oh, okay, we've got a cross post. It's how to divide any length in half without complicated math. Alright, we're listening. 37 and 5/8. Oh, is this the imperial system just being ridiculous again? Could just use the metric system and then it'd be really easy, but okay, we'll see what kind of weirdness the imperial system can come up with. 37 and 5/8. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I'm sure if there was millimeters you could do it fine. To make things easily, 38, yeah, so that 40, geez, that's a little bit away from 37 and 5/8 or whatever it was. Hang on a minute, what's going on? Half of 40 is 20. At least he's good at his maths here. Half of 20.
Exactly in half.
Huh. I mean, I was giving him a hard time, but that is kind of cool. An easier way than that. I don't know if you should be doing carpentry if there's an easy way than that and you still can't do it. Alright. Oh my goodness, where the two numbers match. You would never have known. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what measurement is. However, I almost feel as though the first way is easier. But anyway, like I was saying, if this is just the metric system and you had whole numbers instead of fractions and whatnot, then it would just be so easy. What did he say? 37 and 5/8 of an inch. Let's just say that's 105 mil, you know, then you just got 52.5 mil and just super easy with a bit of a blade. It's just 52 mil, nice and easy, done. Instead of dealing with fractions and all this other stuff, oh my goodness, you know, not everyone wants to carry around 2 tape measures or have to do the hypotenuse just to kind of calculate the middle of the board. But anyway, I can rant about that forever. At least this gives someone a really good way, you know, just to kind of quickly be able to measure a board. You know, I don't know how pinpoint accurate it is because you have to know what you're doing with the tape measure to get the right side and whatnot, but still, if you can do it right, I guess it is pretty easy. And really, the second trick isn't really a trick, that's just cheating. Using 2 tape measures and finding the middle. I mean, yeah, true, but you could have used 1 tape measure and done it that way as well. I mean, I guess it does give you a nice easy middle, but like, once again, if it was just the metric system, it would be so much easier. But anyway, everyone knows that America's never going to change. They're always going to stick to their roots of the imperial system, for better or for worse. Maybe eventually, all the way down the track, they'll go, look, this is just ridiculous. We've put up with this for too long. Surely we can't do this to our people anymore. It's just torture having to deal with all these fractions and random numbers. But until that day, maybe this trick can help one of you guys. So look, enjoy your imperial system. I'll just sit over here with a nice easy metric system, just with 1 tape measure, nice and easy, divided by 2, and I'm done, instead of having to deal with all these tricks and whatnot. But hey, if I do have one positive thing to say, at least this guy was really nice, and he seems as though he's really kind of genuine about it. So look, good on him. But anyway, that is going to do it for Life Hacks. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please do the YouTube analytical things down below, like and commenting. You know, tell me how many of these you go, wow, actually that will actually teach me something and make my life so much easier. Or hey, maybe you want to consider subscribing so don't miss another one in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.